Welcome back. I'm Mohammed. This is What the Haul. 99% of the time we talk about skincare and times we need to talk about fragrance. So first, how are you? Love to hear that. Before we dive in, let's have a little TikTok moment. One, Jess Glynn, the Nothing Beats a Jet 2 holiday sound. It's getting annoying at this point. If you've never listened to the full song, it is very, very good. She's got an amazing voice. But in the last week, there's been the remixes. First, I got the Liberian one. That one set me over the edge. And then most recently, I got the NOLA one. Nothing Beats a Jet 2 holiday. I love that one. Other thing that brought me joy, earlier in the month, I think there was a young man on the cruise singing Key Sweat. Very karaoke moment. He was a good amateur singer, right? And then there was a follow-up video where the cruise line sent him some gifts, etc. So that was, shout out to him. This week, there was a young lady singing chicken, chicken. My mouth was ajar the whole time. I loved it. Whoever taught her those lyrics, shout out to them because she killed it. She fucking killed it. I love that clip. So I want to talk a little bit about fragrance. First of all, what have I been wearing for the last couple of months? I got this as a gift, Platinum Égoïste from Chanel. It's from 93. I love these types of fragrances. I classify these as the old man scents. This reminds me of another shout out to my aunt, the YSL Loewe, the black hexagon. This makes me want to put a blazer on. I just love this fragrance. And again, shout out to my friend. I can't thank you enough for this one. I just recently rediscovered my Paula Ibiza. This was the only fragrance I was wearing last year. This really is indicative of how seasonal fragrances can be because when I wear this in the colder time of years, I don't feel anything about it. It's just kind of, it's there. Maybe not having worn it for so long or also because it is so hot, it's uplifting. Like I feel like I want to smile a little bit more. It's just, I remember why I bought it. I'm finally putting it together. It's a good time. So in this video, I want to share with you one specific collection of fragrances, and this is actually a budget-friendly offering. Roger and Gallet. These fragrances, they run between like $30 to like $60. Where this differs from a Solid Notes, this is a brand that's like 160 years old. If you've been here for a minute, you know what my taste is like. I like brands that have a little bit of a story. This is the original scent. So this is called Jean-Marie Farina, the Eau de Cologne. This is where the brand starts. If memory serves correctly, the person who created the fragrance is called Jean-Marie Farina, and then these two people, Michel Roger and Michel Gallet, tried to recreate the Jean-Marie Farina fragrance from the 1700s. I think it might have been Napoleon's cologne. There's a story to this. I'm going to put it in the B-roll. I was introduced to this brand when I was doing a short stint at Orlane. If you're not familiar with Orlane, the person who started Sicily or Nano and one of the people who started Lancôme or Lane came together and they created that brand. But when I was on that counter, there was a Roger and Gallet table. This was at the Bay on Queen West. Sometimes I would go over there and just see what the products were about. And everything smelled nice. It looked very cool. Every day when I was coming in, I was just topping up my fragrance with something new from the brand. I was always testing something different. They're very fresh. They're very lightweight. They are eau de cologne, and this one they call a eau parfumée or fragrant water. So the concentrations cap at about 5%. So they are on the weaker end. They disappeared for a long time, and come to find out, there was a period when L'Oreal owned the license for this brand. And then in the last couple of years, they sold it off. They no longer have an interest in this. And so they've repackaged it. They've continued making a lot of the same fragrances. There's some new offering. Once I saw that it became available again, I wanted to relive it and rediscover these products because again, it's like the price of getting a DoorDash delivery with tip. This is a cheap thrill. These price points, you're getting the same sort of concentrations you would at a Jo Malone. Let's just be honest, right? So the two that I picked up, we're going to start actually with the classic, the signature fragrance, the Jean-Marie Farina. It reminds me of Eau d'Orange Vert and Cologne from Acqua di Parma. I talked about the soap in the other video, and that's why I was comfortable buying this. I've never worn this fragrance. I love this. I think it's very crisp and sharp and very citrusy. If you've ever zested citrus fruit, it's that with the rosemary. That's what I'm picking up on. And I also want to say these spritzes are very, very good. They do produce a nice cloud that you can just kind of shower yourself in. This does lean more masculine for the people who like the Sicily Eau de Campagne or the Clarence Eau de Namissant. You may also like this as well. So the fragrances come in either this size. They do also make solid fragrances and I'm going to show you what the larger bottles look like as well. This is the Bois d'Orange. This is the 100 ml bottle. Look at these. These do look premium. This looks like something special, right? I think I bought this when the Shopper Drug Mart 20% was going. They do also have a DTC website. So there's a bit more product stock there. They also have it on Amazon. So you may find some of these products during Prime days. So this one, the Bois d'Orange, it's a combination of bitter orange, petit grain, and patchouli. It reminds me of some fragrances from L'Occitane that have been long discontinued. On Fragrantica, the users are saying this reminds them of Ribbon d'Orange. I dream about that fragrance. This reminds me of Thé Bergamot. So where this one smells like rind, this one, it smells more juicy. It's not like fruity, like as in tropical or saccharine. This is still continuing with that freshness, that uplifting sort of vibe. They call these
Eau parfumée bienfaisante.
in English, that translates to well-being fragrant water. And that's really what these are doing. These are very uplifting and they definitely put a smile on your face, the same way I feel about the Loewe. If you do work in an environment where you can still get away with fragrance, I think these are great fragrances for that. I would love to maybe go to Europe and get multiples of these mini ones. The ones that are domestic that really catch my eye, there's one that's called Cologne Twist. I'm imagining that that's probably going to be like my Dior Homme Cologne, something in that sort of wheelhouse. And I'm also intrigued by this newest fragrance, which is called Vanilla Sublime or something like that. That one looks exciting. That looks like a nice sort of summery fragrance. But in Europe, there's 3 scents that I'm eyeing. Vetiver, Lavande Royale, Gingembre. Some days I would do the Bois d'Orange. Some days I would do the Gingembre. If you find yourself in Europe this summer, definitely have a look to see if you can find these. Several months ago, I brought up the topic of the ORABELLA perfumes from the Princess of Nazareth. They are shipping to Canada now. Just wanted to put that out there as a final note to close out this video. Let me know what your summertime fragrances are. Questions, comments, concerns, put those down below. Hit all the buttons. If you have time, I'd appreciate it if you maybe went to a playlist and watched 10 hours of other videos from the back catalog. Links to all the products are in the description box. Thank you for
listening.
Thank me for speaking. I will catch you in the next one. Adios.